My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of A Christmas Carol, the 2009 Robert Zemeckis one. I have to be that specific because there are so many A Christmas Carols that exist. And let's begin with the positives. Some of the animation is actually pretty impressive here. The environment and not just the environments look really good. When the camera is sweeping around the city and you've got all this inventive camera work and you see the snow and the buildings, the attention to detail is quite impressive. I'll also say that this movie has a roller coaster type of quality. Like, you know those rides where you go into that room and you watch the introduction to a movie, and then you go into this theater where you sit down and the seats move in rhythm to the movie? It kind of feels like that in moments, and it kind of has potential in that regard. But that said, I'm watching it at home, and my seats are stationary, and yeah, I don't know, that's as positive as I can get on this movie. Now, I have to put a disclaimer out front that I am not a fan of A Christmas Carol. I don't like this story. It's not subtle at all, it's very obvious, and I love the ideas, but in execution, I always find it to be lacking. It never moves me. And Scrooge is just a very boring character. He kind of feels like a caricature more than anything else, and this movie is no exception. So in that, it's kind of a good adaptation, but it doesn't do anything to make it better. In fact, I think this is the most boring version of this story that exists. This version of Scrooge just, there's nothing to connect to. He's such a boring character. Grumpy old man, he's very mean, wants them to work on Christmas, and then he watches his past, his future, and just, I don't know, like, none of that has any bit of meaning to me because I just find this character to be so one note, so boring. So even when he does change, it just, I don't really care. And then on top of that, I said the animation for the setting is very good, and that's it. Like, the people, it's uncanny valley. It takes me out of it, and it's very distracting. Like, if you watch a movie like Up, where there's a human, Carl, his head's like a rectangle, so you never feel like they're trying to make him look realistic, but you can just see all the attention here, and it just takes me out of it. And also, what else can I really say about this movie? I love Jim Carrey as an actor. I love Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, Loyal Loyal, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Truman Show, Bruce Almighty, Me, Myself, and Irene, Lemony Snicket, The Grinch, the list goes on and on and on. This is one of my least favorite Jim Carrey performances, and I just hate that face Scrooge makes this entire movie. Just that, Colin Firth. He's not in this movie much, but he obviously has the most lively performance here. I think he does a very good job in his brief screen time. Gary Oldman, yeah. The tone of this movie, the comedy never lands, and this movie's trying to be spooky in certain moments, but it never goes into it merely enough for it to have any effect. And like I said, this movie is just ridiculously boring. It's so slow paced. There's no emotion, there's no engagement. It's an hour and a half long, yet it feels at least an hour longer than that. It was a chore to get through, and I love the ideas of this story, but I just feel like they're so poorly executed here and doesn't have any bit of emotion. It's ugly to look at for lots of it. It's, yeah, I've already said my piece. I hated it, so I'm going to go ahead and give A Christmas Carol a 2 out of 10. You know what they say, if it ain't got Muppets, you don't bother. But what did you think of Robert Zemeckis' A Christmas Carol? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.